acompañarnos en la presentación de otra exposición en CaixaForum de Madrid, en este caso Impresionistas y Modernos, Obras maestras de Phillips Collection. Nos acompañan para esta presentación doña Elisa Durán, directora general adjunta de la Fundación Bancaria La Caixa, don Joseph Holbach, director de Iniciativas Especiales de la Phillips Collection, y doña Susan Berens, conservadora de la Phillips Collection y comisaria de la exposición. Sin más, Elisa, directora general, por favor, ¿quieres hablar?
Gracias, Isabel. Buenos días, gracias por estar hoy de nuevo aquí en esta última exposición de esta temporada, antes del verano, y seguramente una de las exposiciones estrellas de la temporada. Bien, casi siempre que nos planteamos hacer una muestra, siempre pensamos en primer lugar en el relato. ¿Cuál es el relato que vamos a pedir que se pueda dar a conocer? La verdad es que en esta ocasión hablar de un relato ha sido francamente difícil, porque cuando ves la calidad de las obras y cuando ves la importancia y el nivel de cada uno de los artistas, construir un relato es francamente apabullante. La exposición que hoy CaixaForum muestra constituye un paseo imprescindible por la historia de la pintura, por la historia del arte moderno y de vanguardia de los últimos un paseo de 175 años de historia, desde principios del siglo XIX hasta bien entrado el siglo XX. La Phillips Collection fue el primer museo de arte moderno que se creó en Estados Unidos, concretamente en 1921, al acabar la Primera Guerra Mundial, y la colección fue impulsada por Duncan Phillips, nieto del fundador de una muy importante acelería de Estados Unidos, y fue un homenaje a su padre y a su hermano muertos de forma prematura. Es sin duda una de las colecciones americanas más importantes. Quiso, desde el primer momento, como crítico de arte que era, crear una colección con vocación pública. Ese fue su principal motivo, y al ser precisamente crítico de arte no quiso ponerse nunca ninguna limitación, ni geográfica ni ideológica, al crear la colección. Y este quizás sea un hecho diferente al de otros coleccionistas delante de esta maravillosa colección. Duncan Phillips fue un pionero, un apasionado del arte de su tiempo, y confiaba mucho en el instinto para poder detectar el talento y las grandes promesas, como ha resultado ser. Desde el inicio, como les decía, tuvo muy claro que las adquisiciones para la colección tenían que tener finalmente una vocación pública, y por tanto tenían que estar expuestas en museos. Por ejemplo, fue el primer museo en adquirir una obra de Pierre Bonnard y el primer museo de Estados Unidos en conseguir los autorretratos de Cézanne. Actualmente la Phillips Collection está compuesta por 4.000 obras, y para que tengan una idea de la dimensión, la National Gallery, la importante colección de la National Gallery, tiene 2.500 obras. Por lo tanto, ya únicamente pensando en el número, ya pueden pensar la importancia que tiene la colección. Bien, hoy CaixaForum presenta un extracto de esa colección, un verdadero paseo por la historia de la pintura. Desde principios, como les decía, del siglo XIX hasta finales del siglo XX, hoy podemos ver 60 obras de 44 artistas diferentes, de los principales maestros de la pintura, desde el clasicismo, el romanticismo y el realismo de principios del siglo XIX hasta el expresionismo abstracto, hasta la entrada a la segunda mitad del siglo XX. Hoy podemos admirar nombres como Manet, Courbet, Sisley, Van Gogh, Degas, Picasso, Modigliani, Kandinsky, Pollock, Rothko, y así seguiríamos hasta 44. Es una oportunidad única e irrepetible para que los visitantes puedan conocer y reconocer una de las principales obras de cada uno de estos movimientos que se dan en estos casi 2 siglos de historia. Es como les decía antes, un paseo por un libro abierto. Hace 30 años que la Phillips Collection no visitaba Madrid, fue en el año 88, donde también pudo verse obras de la Phillips Collection. Eso quiere decir que hay una generación o dos, según como lo contemos, que no han podido ver nunca obras de esta calidad. Por lo tanto, es una ocasión excepcional. Como les decía, excepcional, si tuviera que definirlo, por dos motivos. Por la calidad realmente de las obras y de los artistas que vamos a ver, como por el hecho de lo inhabitual que resulta que obras de la Phillips Collection salgan de fuera de Washington. Este es un recorrido único que se ha hecho de Roma, Barcelona, CaixaForum y Madrid, CaixaForum, y a continuación las obras vuelven a Washington. Por tanto, nuestro especial agradecimiento a la Phillips Collection, a Joseph Holbach, director de Iniciativas Especiales de la Phillips Collection, por esta ocasión repetida que tenemos de ver esta muestra aquí, y al trabajo de Susan Berensran, comisaria de la exposición, que han confeccionado un recorrido muy didáctico que nos permite ver cómo a través de esta cronología, a través de esta historia, cada uno de los artistas va influenciando en la obra posterior. Por lo tanto, hablar de pedagogía es básico en este recorrido que hoy vamos a hacer para el disfrute de todos los visitantes. En Barcelona ha sido una de las exposiciones más visitadas de la historia, casi 200.000 visitantes. Por lo tanto, auguramos un gran éxito también aquí en Madrid con motivo del verano, con motivo de la afluencia tanto de turistas como de visitantes de todo el país, para que realmente a través de esta gran calidad de las obras podamos ver hasta el 23 de octubre esta magnífica exposición. Repito, gracias a la Phillips Collection y gracias a todas las personas que han hecho posible que hoy sea esto una realidad y que en estos momentos sea una de las exposiciones más importantes del panorama español, gracias a la calidad de las obras. Pasamos la palabra.
Gracias, directora general. Ahora tiene la palabra Joseph Holbach.
Good morning. Thank you for the kind introduction. I am Joseph Holbach, Director of the Special Initiatives of the Phillips Collection. I'm honored to join you on the special occasion in presenting the masterpieces of the Phillips Collection in Madrid. First of all, allow me to say how deeply grateful I am to our colleagues at the Fundación Bancaria La Caixa, who have partnered with us to make this magnificent exhibition possible and have done such a superb job in creating this marvelous installation. Thank you. Elisa Duran, the Director General, Juan Miguel Gandarias, Regional Director, Ignacy Miro, the Director of the Cultural Department, Xavier Bertolin, Director of the Department of Commerce and Education, Isabel Fuentes, Director of the CaixaForum de Madrid, Isabel Salgado, Director of Art Exhibitions, Mireia Gubern, Production Manager, and Sarah Vilata, Exhibitions Coordinator. I also wish to express my thanks to Danny Levinas. He is our new Director, Chairman of the Board of the Trustees, and Dorothy Kaczynski, our Director of the Phillips Collection, for their leadership in supporting this important initiative. Regrettably, they're not able to join us today for this celebration. On their behalf, let me welcome you all to enjoy the exhibition, which will be on view until October 23rd. We are encouraged by the astonishing attendance which the exhibition received over the past 3 or 4 months in Barcelona, and trust that the exhibition will receive a similar outpouring of interest and enthusiasm here in Madrid. We hope you will thoroughly enjoy the masterworks of our collection, so beautifully displayed here in the galleries of the CaixaForum. These works have proven over and over again to be many of the best examples of artistic achievement in the modern period, and form as a whole and in many different combinations the splendid vision of Duncan Phillips, and these essentially become a beacon for our time. In closing, I wish to point out, aside from the quality of the collection, the very personal nature that distinguishes our collection. I wish that you, as a visitor, will linger, pause in front of a work as Duncan Phillips would have wished in the course of the exhibition, and enjoy a personal moment of discovery, and to relish this as something new becomes alive before your eyes, and that you can take this beautiful memory experience with you. Now, enjoy the exhibition. Thank you.
Gracias. Gracias, doctor. Y ahora tiene la palabra la doctora Susan Berens, comisaria de la exposición.
Thank you all for welcoming my colleague Joe and I here today. I'm Susan Frank, I'm the curator of the exhibition. And I, in particular, before I begin speaking about the collection and the installation, I just want to extend my personal thanks to Senora Sarah Vialta, who's the exhibition coordinator for this project with me. She has worked so closely with me for many months to go and realize both the exhibition and this beautiful catalog that accompanies the project. And I would also just extend my thanks to the installation and design team from the Fundación La Caixa also, because they've done this really marvelous design and installation, and we're very enthusiastic and happy about how beautiful it looks in these galleries. And so now let me just say that the 60 works in this exhibition are by 44 artists. They're arranged thematically in a series of 6 intimate and striking visual conversations from the early 19th century through the post-war period in both France and America. The earliest work in the exhibition is, for example, a small, light-filled 1811 Italian landscape by the French painter Antoine Boisselier. And the latest work in the exhibition is a 1975 painting by the American expressionist Philip Guston. These 6 thematic sections are really intended to provide a structure for the visitor to encounter some of the major ideas that organize and define our understanding of modernism and modern art. The dynamic exhibition design, wherein these thematic sections are like the spokes that come off of the hub of a wheel, flowing out from this central hub, they allow the visitor to have a very personal experience that can be sequential, following the numeric organization, or the visitor can follow any pattern that they wish if they are enchanted by something they see in one of the galleries. It's a very flexible opportunity for the visitor to discover these works. I'd like to say a little bit about the history of the museum and the collection. At the end of World War I, museum founder Duncan Phillips, who was about 32 years old at the time, he conceived of the museum in Washington, D.C. as a place where visitors could see art of the new century in the company of well-known masterworks. It was Phillips' own best effort to be a beneficent force within his community. When the Phillips collection opened to the public in 1921, it was the first museum in the United States that was dedicated expressly to modern art and the modern spirit. From the outset, it was intended to be, as Phillips himself described, a museum of modern art and its sources. A guiding principle in the gallery arrangements, which is what Phillips called them, was for the purpose of contrast and analogy, these are his words, to bring together congenial spirits among the artists from different parts of the world and from different periods of time, and trace their common descent from old masters who anticipated modern ideas. Thus, the Phillips collection has always been predicated on this dynamic relationship between the past and the present. The structure of the exhibition also embodies the very nature of this dialogue between the past and the present, without restrictions on geography, nationality, or historical time. You know, as a young man, Duncan Phillips visited Madrid and the Prado Museum for the first time in 1911. It was a transformative experience for him that found its way into his vision for his young museum in 1918. He aimed high in his determination to acquire only the very best examples by modern masters for his new museum in order to create what he described in 1923 as an American Prado in the nation's capital, a place where American artists could see great masterworks and find inspiration from the great artists of the past and the present. It was a dream that came to fruition as American artists from the 1940s and 50s found that going to the Phillips was, in the words of the artist Kenneth Nolan, like going to church. Three American expressionists who found inspiration at the Phillips in the work of Delacroix, Matisse, Bonnard, Vuillard, and Arthur Dove, among others, are included in this exhibition, and they are Richard Diebenkorn, Philip Guston, and Morris Lewis. To achieve his vision, Phillips' acquisition strategy from the beginning included acquiring recognizable modern masterworks of the highest quality that would serve as the foundation for the collection. So in the galleries, you'll find many of these iconic paintings, beginning with Ingres' Small Bather and Daumier's The Uprising, which is the largest work by this French painter, this French master in North America. Other examples include Manet's The Spanish Ballet, which is one of the artist's most accomplished early Spanish-style figure paintings, as well as a major landscape and a seascape by Courbet, and also one of Cézanne's most accomplished views of Mont Saint-Antoine. Monet's 1879 view of the empty road into the village of Verteuil is a work that Phillips considered one of his best purchases of 1919. It is here in the gallery as well, along with one of Van Gogh's last pictures, which shows the wheat fields of Vauvert, that was completed just 6 weeks before the artist's death. Of particular note, the exhibition also features a monumental late ballet masterwork by Degas and the first self-portrait by Cézanne to enter an American museum. From the outset, Duncan Phillips purchased work by living artists whose work he particularly admired. His approach was neither art historical nor academic, and his aim was never to create a comprehensive collection. By the end of 1926, Phillips was referring to his museum as an experiment station or laboratory where new artists of all kinds were being, these are his words, they were being tested by the great things in the collection. Duncan Phillips was a pioneer in many ways. Since its inception, the Phillips collection has held an important place in defining modernism for American audiences. It was, for example, the first American museum to offer monographic exhibitions to the French painter Pierre Bonnard, to the British painter Ben Nicholson, the Italian artist Giorgio Morandi, and the Russian-born Chaim Soutine, and the post-war French artists Nicolas de Staël and Maria Elena Ferreira da Silva. Each of them is represented in this exhibition. Phillips' ambitious acquisition strategy maintained a romantic preference for a more expressionist art with emotional or spiritual tendencies that emphasized color as a defining element. In the 1920s, for example, the Phillips collection was the only American museum that was actively acquiring the work of the French moderns in the decade after World War I, purchasing more than 50 examples over the course of just 5 years. Specifically, the Phillips was the first American museum to acquire the work of Pierre Bonnard, Edouard Vuillard, and Georges Braque. So included in this exhibition are 5 of the museum's 17 oils by Bonnard, 2 of the 4 works that we have by Vuillard, and 2 major still lifes by Braque. One on my right here that you see that was from 1927, and then through the feature wall behind me is the 1952 masterpiece called the Philodendron. At the same time, Phillips was also pursuing the work of those unknown American modernists named Georgia O'Keeffe and Arthur Dove. who are also represented here by one major work each, including the very first work by O'Keeffe to enter a museum. From the outset, Phillips was committed to purchasing, as he wrote, many examples of the work of artists I especially admire and delight to honor. Thus, the Phillips includes the largest group of works by Pierre Bonnard in North America and one of the most comprehensive surveys of Oskar Kokoschka's work in the United States. And notably, both Bonnard and Kokoschka became personal friends with Phillips, who admired both of these artists for their personal vision. And over the 20th century, Phillips, over the middle of the century, he collected other European artists in depth that include not only Braque, but also Raoul Dufy, who you see in this gallery, and Nicholson, Picasso, who is in this gallery, Georges Rouault, and Nicolas de Staël, all with works in the collection. 3 of the museum's 5 major Picasso oil paintings are featured, all of which you see in this gallery, including the one behind me of the 1939 portrait of a woman, which is a portrait of Dora Maar, the bullfight from 1934, and at the entrance to this gallery is the 1901 masterwork, one of the very earliest Blue Period works that's called The Blue Room. But also included in the collection are 2 masterworks by Henri Matisse. And in the exhibition, one of these masterworks is in the exhibition. And it is the interior with Egyptian curtain, which is the painting over here on just the side to my left. Matisse assumed his place in the collection in 1927, the same year that Braque and Picasso entered the collection. And in 1950, when Phillips bought the interior with curtain, Matisse was thrilled to learn that Duncan Phillips wanted to add it to the collection because he had such fond memories of his 1930 visit to the Phillips, when he had experienced firsthand the range and the quality of the works that Phillips was acquiring and had met Phillips personally at that time. Other works in this gallery that we're sitting in that are of note include the museum's only painting by Modigliani, the portrait from 1917 that is down near the entrance, an iconic portrait of Modigliani's friend and patron, Elena Pavlovsky, and also a 1916 masterwork by Juan Gris, which evokes the restrained still lifes of Zurbarán, who was much admired by Gris. The Phillips collection, it captivates us because it really reflects one individual's vision. And it reflects his keen enthusiasm for the art of his time and his passionate personal dialogue with artists. Especially inspiring is Duncan Phillips' open-mindedness and his generosity of spirit. He believed that true artists would change him, and so they did. His collection and the museum evolved in tune with the uncertainties and diversities of the 20th century. The result is an exceptionally unified collection that perfectly reflects the evolution of Phillips' eye and taste over the course of 50 years. A collection in which the whole is a work of art in itself. Phillips believed that art is a universal language. And I quote him here because he said it so well. Art offers not only a means of free spiritual communication between peoples, but it affords the perfect symbol of the creative instinct and of the harmonies and unities of peace. To that end, Phillips always believed in sharing his collection with audiences of all nations, loaning works to venues near and far, establishing an institutional commitment that we continue to embrace today. So it is a great privilege for us at the Phillips Collection to present this exhibition in Madrid with the Fundación Bancaria La Caixa. We hope that the Spanish public will enjoy these paintings and discover the world anew through the eyes of these great artists. Thank you.
Gracias, doctora Bellet. Ahora, antes de pasar a un rápido turno de preguntas para poder visitar la exposición, quiero recordar que, como siempre, hemos organizado una serie de actividades en torno a la misma, dirigidas a los distintos públicos, actividad familiar, actividad taller y visitas dinamizadas para escolares, para grupos familiares, para cualquier persona que quiera hacer una visita comentada, también en el formato de visita, más tertulia y café, todo tipo de visitas de todo tipo, y a partir del 20 de septiembre arrancamos con un ciclo de conferencias impartido por Estrella de Diego, que como todos saben es catedrática de Historia de Arte de la Universidad Complutense de Madrid, ensayista. Abordará, ha escogido 5 obras de la exposición que servirán de excusa para profundizar en cada una de las sesiones, en el artista y en el contexto, haciendo referencia a la exposición y al periodo del arte. El marco del ciclo es Gozar el arte, del que ya llevamos varias ediciones, y les recuerdo que empieza el 20 de septiembre. Así que sin más, si hay alguna pregunta